I was calling. We interviewed Pete Weber, and we were wondering why he was not invited to the U.S. Open.
He didn't meet the criteria, and he didn't submit an application for an exemption.
So, but hasn't he won the U.S. Open many times? That I feel like that's the criteria right there.
Well, if you go to the website, like the U.S. Open in golf, there's a certain criteria that you have to meet. It's 10 years past winners for the last 10 years.
But it's Pete fucking Weber. On today's Pardon My Take, we have QB1 Justin Fields in person. We taped it on Friday of Super Bowl week. Very excited for people to listen to this interview. We're also going to talk about life without football. It is the first show without football. We have Hot Seat, Cool Throne. We have Guys on Chicks. And a reminder, on Friday, we're going on vacation, so Friday will be Dungeons and Dragons. But it's all brought to you by our friends at BetterHelp. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. When you're at your best, you can do great things, but sometimes life gets you bogged down and you may feel overwhelmed or like you're not showing up in the way that you want to. Working with a therapist can help you get closer to the best version of you, because when you feel empowered, you're more prepared to take on everything life throws at you. Whether you've never been to a therapist, whether you've been thinking about it, BetterHelp will be there for you. Make sure you take care of your mentals. It's very important. That's why we're all going on a vacation this week after a long football season. But BetterHelp is there for you if you're thinking of giving therapy a try. BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit BetterHelp.com/PMT today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/PMT, BetterHelp.com/PMT to get 10% off your first month. They will help you. I know people who've used BetterHelp. It is a great, great tool to make sure that your mentals are in a good spot. Be the best you with BetterHelp, BetterHelp.com/PMT. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Wednesday, February 15th, and it's life without football, boys. We are back into the abyss. The season is over. We've turned the page, except I have some gripes, but we've turned the page, PFT. We're once again without football.
Yeah, we're trying to move on, trying to collect ourselves. It's always a weird time of year for us. This is when we kind of go crazy a little bit on the show. Expect like a week and a half of complete nonsense, like more so than usual on this podcast, because we're scrambling. We're trying to find ourselves. We're trying to switch seasons. This is the time of year where we famously got arrested at the dog show because it was the first week without football, and we had no idea what to do with ourselves. But yeah, it's been. I'll say this about whoever made the calendar: go fuck yourself for putting Valentine's Day the day after the Super Bowl. That snuck up on no one had any idea that. So if you got in trouble for forgetting Valentine's Day, just tell your significant other. Literally everybody forgot about it. It didn't happen this year, basically.
It didn't happen. I think someone pointed out that in 2027, Valentine's Day is Super Bowl Sunday. That is just a big fuck you to every guy in the world. Yet again, I'll stand up on my soapbox and say that the universal bye should be enacted. We should push the season even a further week back so that we have the Monday after Super Bowl off with President's Day. And it always feels like when football ends, it's like, okay, I'm done with winter. I want winter to end as well. So we need to get football all the way to the end of February, and then we can be like, winter's over as well. We're all good. We're out of this. So again, we should have a bye week that there's no NFL football in 1 week, sometime maybe in like early December, so everyone get their Christmas shopping in, reset with their family. You could put some bowl games on that Sunday, and every team gets off. Every team's fresh for the stretch run, and then we get Super Bowl Sunday on the Sunday before President's Day, Monday off, winter's over.
So, yeah, that sounds like a great idea in theory. In practice, when that Sunday would happen to us, we would go insane. We'd be like, where the fuck is the NFL games?
I agree, but it would also be...
The 18-game season solves that problem, but we are pro player. So we can't really... I can't go out and say, like, straight up, make them play 18 games. I'll just say, it would be wonderful if the season ended on the day before President's Day, so we got that time off. Also, you're absolutely right about like I can deal with cold weather and winter when there's football on TV.
Right.
So if I see snow on television and big dudes run around hitting the shit out of each other, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm winter tough. I can get through this. This is good football weather. But the second it's over, if you don't have football, what's the point of having football weather when there's no football?
It's very simple. The calendar, like when people are like, how do you deal with winter? December winter doesn't count because everyone's in the festive mood. You bundle up, you drink some whiskey. It's a fun time. January winter doesn't count because you have playoffs. You have NFL playoffs. So you get excited before every weekend. You're like, hey, Monday through Friday, whatever. I'm just thinking about the weekend. February winter, when there's no football, come on, guys. We need to have it so it goes all the way to the end of February. Then you turn around and it's like 2 weeks till March Madness. And then boom, next thing you know, you're napping on your couch with the Masters. And then it's a few games of baseball. Then boom, football's back.
Then we're smooth sailing right back into football season.
Yeah.
Now, if this did happen and we got the week off, the bye week, Pro Bowl week was the week that the Super Bowl is right now, that would mean that occasionally Valentine's Day would be on that Sunday with no football whatsoever.
Perfect.
And that would be perfect for America. Like the Sunday of the bye week actually should be Valentine's Day. We should stop making it February 14th. It should just be whatever that bye week is before the Super Bowl when there's no football on TV for everybody to be distracted by.
Yes. And we will obviously, we love talking about all the other sports. I do like when the calendar turns a little bit just because we can get into other sports. March Madness coming up. NBA All-Star Weekend is this weekend in Salt Lake City. So the plan is we're taking a brief vacation. We will have a new show for everyone on Friday. So it will be our Dungeons & Dragons show. This one is special because we did it in front of the green screen, so make sure you watch on the YouTube as well. And if you have not listened to any of our Dungeons & Dragons episodes, we are starting a brand new adventure. So you can go into it fresh, and it was by far the best one we've ever done. We had Nick Tarani back on. It was like, 3 hours of Tim Woods just taking us through the darkness of his mind in just a beautiful, beautiful way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The first absolutely from Tim Woods of the year hits so different.
Slaps.
And I think it might be one of the funniest things we've ever done. Like visually, it's going to be amazing. I saw some of the clips behind the scenes. And let's just say that that Hank has a hard time keeping his pants clean in this one.
Yes.
The graphics that have gone into this are like actually insane. It's going to be like one of the best productions that like Barstool itself has ever done.
Yes.
There's like 100 different graphics and 12 guys working on this.
I say the funniest thing that we've ever done, what I really truly mean by that is the funniest thing that Quiggs and Trey and Evan and everybody else that helped produce this behind the scenes has done. The visuals are just electric. So listen to the podcast, but also it's a must watch on the YouTube.
Yes, it is. And we do love doing episodes non-football season. We get to stretch our legs, do different stuff. We actually already discussed an idea of maybe doing a Man Movie Friday in the summer where we only watch the best action movies and do a review. So that might happen. I'm talking Jean-Claude Van Damme, just his entire anthology.
That should be our book club.
Yeah.
The Andrew Luck book club for Part of My Take is just watching movies and then talking about movies.
And March Madness is coming up, which is my favorite time of the year. So let's do some Super Bowl cleanup, though. Max, I saw Max today walking in the office. He was maybe the saddest thing that you can do right after football season ends. He was just trudging through. He went out to get lunch. I think he came back with a salad. Such a bummer to be like, oh, well, my team lost, and now it's salad time. How are you feeling, Max?
I need a lot of salads. I need a lot of salads.
Are you coping? Because, like, Monday it was a travel day. We all traveled back from the Super Bowl. Today I woke up and I was like, damn, I really wish the Eagles had just won that game. That was really mean of them to not win that game.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, for sure. And for some reason, there's a lot more people that are noticing me on the streets after this.
Oh, no.
And it's a lot harder when people just come up to me and are legitimately just like, I'm really sorry for your like someone has died. Someone has died. It's like I'm really sorry for your loss. And like I don't really know what to say to that. I'm like, yeah, it sucks. Because then they go into it more and it's like legitimately looking and they're like, are you okay? With this stranger that's happened way more than it's ever happened before this game on Sunday.
Yeah. That's
You do have like a part of you did die. It was a part of your soul that like is different now because you went through that experience. It's like your own version of PTSD. You have post Mahomes traumatic disorder. And actually, shout out to the guy on the Instagram page I saw this comment. Your face after the game in the iconic pose that you have in the chair where you're just looking, you got the 1,000-yard stare, and somebody commented like, "This dude looks like post Mahomes," which was just such a perfect name for your sad face in that situation. But Max, it gets better.
It does.
It'll get better. And you know what's probably going to happen is I'm sure that Villanova is going to go on a nice little run for you.
No.
You said that you care more about Villanova than you do about the Eagles. So having Villanova get back in the tourney, they're probably going to win. They're probably going to win the conference tournament, get that automatic qualifier, slot in, underdog, and they're going to make it. They're going to make it to the Final Four, and you're going to be on the moon again in no time.
This is Hank. By the way, everyone is back. Billy, welcome back. Hank is not back. He's playing golf right now. So we're all here. He's playing golf. That's fine. Vacation is sacred time for him. So Max, I have something for you though. The Chiefs are the better team. I fully admit that. Patrick Mahomes is maybe the most likable star ever. He's won 2 Super Bowls. He's had an incredible start to his career, and I still like him a lot. Like, that usually doesn't happen in sports. He did also chirp me after the game. This was after we recorded. He just hit me up and just said, "Sorry, bud," and crying face emoji. So that hurt a little bit. But I have something for you, Max, okay? You ready for this? Because everyone needs something to cope with. And I think the holding penalty was, whether you want to say, oh, they shouldn't have called, then James Bradbury admitted to the hold. The hold happened. I actually, PFT, here's my take on the holding penalty. I actually think it was bad coaching. Because the coaches should have told them, the only thing that can fuck us here is a first down. If a guy burns you, let him score. So in a weird way, like, that's coaching where you have to know situational awareness. A touchdown is not the worst outcome there. The worst outcome is exactly what happened, a first down and the game ending with them kneeling it.
Yeah, in real time when we were watching that, after they got that first down, and then they had that run that looked like, I think it was Pacheco he was getting close to the goal line. It was McKinnon? Yeah, okay, so McKinnon was getting close to the goal line, and then he let up at the last second and went down. That's actually also a bit of coaching on the Eagles, because the Eagles were very obviously letting McKinnon try to score. The Eagles should have made it look like they were trying to tackle McKinnon, because McKinnon on that run saw that everybody let up, and then in his mind he's like, wait a second, that's right, I got to go down. If they were actually chasing him or like pushing him towards the end zone, that's what I would have done if I were the Eagles in that situation.
Yeah, I agree. And I also had the discussion that I know that people get mad at Jackson Mahomes. He had that video of him dancing behind Patrick talking on the desk. I'm totally reversed now. Well, I never really hated Jackson Mahomes. I think Patrick Mahomes is even more likable, that he's just such a ride or die family guy. Where he's like, yeah, my brother wants to make these, like, let my brother live. Like, let him have fun. This is my moment, but it's my family's moment. Fuck everyone else. It makes me like Patrick Mahomes even more.
Listen, who out there doesn't have a fuck-up brother? Eric was an asshole. We've all dealt with this type of thing. And when it comes to your brother, like, dancing behind you, he's done a great job. Jackson, shout out Jackson for voluntarily, or maybe he had a talk with Patrick, who knows, but Jackson made himself scarce this season. Mm-hmm. He was not a distraction. And Patrick's, I have a hard time like going after an athlete's wife or like making fun of them.
It's weird.
Like, okay, that are high school sweethearts. It's really weird to attack somebody. There were a couple like things that got caught on just like sideline cameras and stuff at basketball games, and people turned it into a big thing. Like Patrick and Brittany are at each other's throats. That was always a little bit uncomfortable for me. But she also kind of took herself out of the public eye this year a little bit. And it's like, okay, we're gonna take a step back and let Patrick do his football season. And now that we won, it's fucking on. And that's exactly how it should be.
Yeah.
Everybody out there has family members that get on their nerves sometimes. And credit to both of them for making it work. It seems like whatever they did this season, I don't know if Jackson might just go on a victory tour of all victory tours.
But that's fine.
Just be on the sidelines for actual games next season. Instead of calling plays, they'll have him like signal the plays in by doing a different form of the gritty. That would be actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
They all work together this year.
And Patrick Mahomes is, like I said, one of the most likable superstars. He's the best quarterback in the NFL. He's the best player in the NFL. The Chiefs, I do think, like the fact that the Eagles didn't get a single stop for the entire second half, That's when championships are made. So I'm not going to sit here and gripe, but if you wanted to maybe gripe and cope and be angry at something, I may have spent a little bit of the morning doing some research. This is an alternate, like I'm accepting defeat. Max, you've accepted defeat. For anyone out there who doesn't want to accept defeat, here's what you could potentially talk about. SodGate.
SodGate is real.
SodGate is very, very real right now. SodGate, PFT, I don't know if you've done any reading. We talked about it on Sunday, how bad the field was. George Toma, the Sod father, that was being just completely, walked around. Hey, the Sod father has done it. He's done every single Super Bowl. 56 Super Bowls he's been at. This was his last Super Bowl. The Sod father, George Toma. PFT, where do you think he worked for the majority of his career?
I think he probably worked somewhere in the Midwest.
He worked for the Kansas City Chiefs. He has 2 Super Bowl rings. He's a Kansas City resident. He's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. He's the Sod father. Before the game, he actually said, he was referencing the Super Bowl against the 49ers. He said, I said, Commissioner, this is about that Super Bowl, I'm sticking up for the Chiefs today. Me and Lamar Hunt were so close. This is, again, before the Super Bowl against the 49ers that they won. And then it goes on to say, this year, things are different. The commissioner, told me that I can't stick up for the Chiefs. He says, George, you work for the league pays you, you've got to be neutral. George Toma went on to say, if I had 2 hearts, one would be with the Chiefs and one would be with the Eagles. Billy, do human beings have 2 hearts?
No.
Okay, so he's only got 1 heart. So if he had 2 hearts, he would root for the Eagles as well, but he only has 1, so he can root for the Chiefs. And he also went on to say, which is a little false flag, actually, I hate to say this, but the halftime show is more important than the game. That makes no sense. The game is the most important. Now, okay, guess what? They're both playing on the same field. You can't complain about the Sod father when they're both playing on the same field. But do they both have the same knowledge, PFT? Because
I don't know.
The Eagles had to change their cleats multiple times. The Chiefs never changed their cleats. And a guy named Ollie Connolly went through the tape, and he went through every single play, and he charted it. The Eagles' defense had a player slip on 38% of Patrick Mahomes' dropbacks. 5 times they had multiple slippages. The Chiefs' defense had a player slip on only 14% of Jalen Hurts' dropbacks. No multiple slippages. Again, this is fantasy land I'm living in. I'm presenting facts that if you would like to cope, this might be how you'd want to cope. And maybe I did this for an hour this morning.
So if you know anything about this podcast, you know that me and Big Cat we're big turf guys.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, it needs to be a uniform playing field across the NFL. It should be the artificial turf, the field turf that you see, the level of technology and advancement that we've got into it. It's just like playing on nice grass, except you don't need to mow it. You don't need to water it. It's just the perfect playing surface. So that's number 1. So we were right about that. As far as the Sod father goes, we talked about the specific breed of grass that it was. It was Tahoma 31 grass, and it was developed by the Oklahoma State University sod team, right? The Oklahoma State University sod team has been bragging about this, and it's a combination of golf grass and football grass all at the same time. I found out why they changed the seed of the grass. They changed the seed of the grass because in the wintertime, if you just have their standard ryegrass, it turns completely brown. You can't have that. They needed the green grass, so that's why they incorporated the rye into it. Now, you're telling me that the Sod father was the guy that was responsible for rolling that out by hand?
The Sod father was part of the process. He has other guys working for him, but the Sod father, again, has 2 Super Bowl rings. And let me just remind you one other fact. He's done every single Super Bowl. He was retiring after this one. That's interesting that he wanted to go out with a win. A 3rd Super Bowl ring. The Sod father just cemented his own dynasty.
It's also interesting that he's named after an organized crime figure. Is that really the person that you should be having in charge of it? It sounds like the capo de tutti capo. knew that at the end he could set off one last car bomb and be on his way.
I also think he stole the name from the White Sox ground screw guy because I've always known him as a sod father. But either way, you actually bring up the natural turf aspect. Wouldn't that be interesting, PFT, if there's maybe a mini mutiny by players saying, hey, we want to play on grass. We don't want to play on turf. It's not as safe for us. Roger Goodell says, okay, I'll hear you guys out. Oh, whoops, grass is a skating rink for the Super Bowl? For the Eagles, not the Chiefs. Sounds like we have to do turf on every field.
Yeah, this is a false flag operation, potentially.
Again, I'm not accusing anyone, George Toma, 2-time Super Bowl winner for the Chiefs, of any wrongdoing. I'm just presenting facts. Billy, once again, humans have how many hearts?
One heart.
One heart.
Well,
one heart.
Rihanna has 2 because she's pregnant.
That's true. She has 2 heartbeats, but if I had 2 hearts, one would be with the Chiefs and one would be with the Eagles, he added. And he did say before Super Bowl, what was it, 53 against the 49ers? I said, Commissioner, I'm sticking up for the Chiefs today. Me and Lamar Hunt were so close.
Is this guy the dude from the old, was it the Snickers commercial that was painting the end zone for the Chiefs, and he's like hand painting every blade of grass, and then at the end of it, the player comes up to him and says, this is great, but who are the chefs? And then it zooms out and he just painted chefs in the end zone.
Yeah,
it's an all-time commercial. I think this guy seems like he's getting a little bit full of himself.
Also,
like he probably thought this game was all about him.
We didn't bring it up on Sunday, but did you guys see when they were painting the end zones earlier in the week, and it was in the Chiefs end zone, above it said end racism, and everyone was like, huh. So they changed it to it takes all of us, and the Eagles end zone said end racism.
That's nice. That actually, you know what? Shout out to whoever spotted that, because we would have roasted them. The internet would have cooked them for that. So
instead, you know what?
This is why it's important. Like every big organization that does large viewership events should have one just internet troll on their staff to look at everything that they're putting together and be like, what's the internet going to? What are you going to get roasted for here?
I'm actually going to throw this in the conspiracy file. I think that they did that on purpose to hopefully be a false flag for the shitty field and George Toma, 3-time Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl winner, but they got found out early enough that they had to switch it. Because wouldn't that have been the story? Very
interesting.
Just asking a question. So, Max, have you done the same rabbit hole?
Yeah, I had that exact tweet pulled up. Like as you were saying it, I had the percentages of how many times that the Eagles fell.
It's just fandom 101. That you lose a game, and again, I maintain the Chiefs were the better team. They made more plays.
I won't maintain that.
Okay, well, they played better in the second half when it matters, and the Eagles' defense just no-showed. But if you're a fan, you can't just accept a Super Bowl defeat just laying down. You have to find a reason why this happened and why they should replay the game, and SodGate is that reason. So, Eagles fans, go for it. Like, SodGate forever.
I agree. It's important to have something to cope. And James Bradbury took that away from you when he said, yeah, I cheated. That was fucked up by James Bradbury. I mean, I get it. I understand.
He didn't mean that.
He did probably, he saved that rep from like a lifetime of getting hunted down by a bunch of Eagles fans, just like trying to put bombs in his mailbox. But as far as the excuse that you don't any longer have goes, that's tough. It's tough for Eagles fans to not be like, that's ticky-tack. It should have been called when the guy himself is like, yeah, I reached out and grabbed the back of his. I gave him a little Shannon Sharp on the back of his arm there.
What if James Bradbury knew about Sodfather and SodGate and was like, people are going to complain about this and not complain about SodGate, so I have to come out and say that I did hold them so that we get all the attention on SodGate. This now is what it must feel like to live inside of Billy Football's brain. I don't really like it. I question everything now.
Well, I'm curious to know, Billy, which conspiracy have you been reading the replies to the replies about?
Well, I did have the sod on the hot seat because I thought it was how they were trying to stop Jalen Hurts' quarterback sneak, just like take out the wrong.
No, but it was the defensive line that suffered the most.
I know.
No sacks. Were they a historically great defensive line?
One thing that you're not mentioning is that there's also a screenshot of an apparent face mask on the Jalen Hurts fumble recovery sacks.
Oh. But we got to stay focused on SodGate.
No, well, this is just another thing that I've also been looking into.
This is fans coping 101. I love it. This is how you have to operate as a fan after a bad loss. You just have to screenshot everything and complain about everything, and then slowly as time passes, it just goes away.
This goes deep. It sounds like there's like multiple instances of things that you can blame here, Max. I love the fact that you're looking at a face mask on a returned fumble that probably happened 30 yards away from the ball.
I just sent the screenshot. All
right, let's see it. Also, everyone did see Roger Goodell hug Chris Jones and say, "I don't care how you tackle the quarterback." Just throw that in there as well. Huh? Interesting.
While you guys are looking at this, I have to mention that you mentioned James Bradbury. Juju Smith-Schuster on Twitter 15 minutes ago posted a Valentine's card saying, "I'll hold you when it matters most."
Yeah, he's a huge piece of shit.
That's tough.
No, that's the difference between the Eagles and the Chiefs, though, is that the Eagles, we've taken accountability for everything.
Yeah, we haven't been talking about the side.
No, not me. I'm not taking accountability for anything. But the players themselves are just class act through and through. That's why Bradbury isn't throwing the refs under the bus when he knows that he didn't actually hold
When
it.
I think of pieces of shit, I definitely think Kansas City Chiefs, not Philadelphia Eagles fans.
Correct. No, not fans. That's players.
Max, I'm watching
piece
this
of
right
shit.
now. Max, this is sad. This is sad, Max.
But he's got to cope.
Yeah, I get it. I think you get a month of cope. You get until the new NFL league year.
Yeah.
Whenever that is. Once free agency hits, it's on to next season. But that one's sad, man.
It's nice because at the end of the day, no one wants to see their team get beat so badly that it's like, all right, there's nothing that could be done about it. Just like 49ers fans spent a couple weeks being like, if Brock Purdy didn't get hurt, it would have been on. Just like Chiefs fans or Bengals fans talking about Joseph Asai, late hit out of bounds or the extra play of the Chiefs. You just have to do it. It's the only way to get through it. And I hope that in a bar in Philadelphia for the next 5 years, they're talking about this Super Bowl and they're like, but did you know about Sodfather? Did you know about the guy who's got 3 Super Bowl rings from the Chiefs? He did the sod. And the Eagles fell down 38% of Patrick Mahomes' pass rushes. Mm-hmm. It might also be that the Chiefs' offensive line was very underrated and they played the game of their life, but let's just go with the sod.
Yeah, we need to you can dive into the deeper numbers and see if they slipped on 38% of the plays.
Oh, no, this guy
or
did.
If there was,
this guy did.
Was it slipping or was it just falling down? Sometimes people in football games fall down.
Yeah, there was one play that is getting shared a lot where both edge guys beat their guy and just completely fell down.
What was the Super Bowl where the left tackle, I forget who it was, but literally got put on skates? So he got hit and then he started sliding back into the left, like JFK's head, just on one foot, and it just glided across the entire field. I want to say it was on the Panthers. It might have been Super Bowl, was that 50 between the Panthers and the Broncos?
Yeah. Yeah, you might be right.
That's probably classic Sodfather at it again right there.
Yep. He's got his favorites and he plays them. Interesting. Just very, very interesting. His last Super Bowl ever. You can't put a guy in jail who's not doing the Super Bowl next year.
How do you retire from mowing grass?
Well,
that's what most people retire to go do full time.
He's 94 years old.
Oh, well, what the fuck? We should be talking about that.
Yeah, he's 94.
Why is a 94-year-old in charge of installing a playing field for?
This is where it kind of falls apart. I don't think he actually installed anything. I think he was kind of there in almost like a emeritus fashion where he just showed up and was like, grass is good.
He was directing. You don't think he has his guys?
Yeah, his son works for him.
Well, yeah, come on.
It's a family connection. Damn. All right, well, that's Super Bowl cleanup. Let me do an ad and then we'll do our things that we're going to get into post-football. And then we'll do Hot Seat, Cool Throne. Coors Light, when you're juggling work, family, and life in general, things can feel chaotic. That's why Coors Light helps you find moments to unwind all year long. Whenever you need to hit reset, reach for a Coors Light. It's made to chill. There's only one beer out there that's literally made to chill, and that's Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. That way you always know when it's time to chill. When it's time to relax, just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold refreshment made to chill. It's the coldest beer out there, the most delicious beer out there. So when it's time to unwind, Coors Light is the beer I reach for. When you hit the reset, grab the beer that's made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Drizzly or Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. I'm going on vacation. I'm going to be drinking some Coors Light. Summer's right around the corner. It's going to be Coors Light season. Send us those bottles and cans when the mountains turn blue. And it is always Coors Light season, the best, coldest beer out there. Okay, let's do our football. What are we doing post-football? PFT, you want to start? So this is the things that we might get into post-football.
Well, it's important to note that these are things that we're telling ourselves that we're going to get into this offseason.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows if we're – no, actually, I think we're going to follow through this year.
Yeah.
This year's going to be different.
This is the year.
I'm motivated to try a few things because it seems like I've been around a lot of people playing golf a lot recently, and it seems like the best time ever, and I golf once every 2 years. And when I do, I absolutely hate it, except for one shot that I usually hit towards the end of the round where I'm like, fuck, now I can't quit golf anymore. But it seems like the best time ever. And I've got a full set of tailor-made clubs that are in my living room just leaning against the wall. I think my forearm's healthy enough. I've been testing it out a lot recently to see if I can get back out on the course and actually be able to swing a golf club. I think this is the off season that I get really into golf. That I
like it.
I get out there and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna break new series. I'm gonna break 120.
Oh,
I'm gonna break 120 before, and not by cheating. I'm not gonna cheat except on maybe one water hole. I'll cheat on one water hole, but besides that, I'm gonna do it straight up, just clean as can be. I'm gonna break 120. I'm gonna get out there and play more golf. I'm excited about it. And you know what? I'm going to start there where I'm at right now. There's a driving range. They said that it's free. I'm going to go over there this afternoon.
Hell yes.
Get a few shots up.
Hell
Is that
yes.
how you say it? Jake, is that what you say in golf? Get a few shots up?
Sure.
I might play some golf this weekend too. I'm going to you know what, PFT, I'm going to join you. I've already broken 120. I shot a 72 at Shinnecock, but I'll try to do it again.
I broke 130 last year in Nashville. That was huge for me. I shot a 126. Some people pointed out that I just had zeros on 3 holes because I skipped those. But if you skip them like that, you talk about like being honest in a round of golf. If you skip a hole, you put a 0 on it because you didn't play that one.
Wait, so like people were saying that that's cheating. That's called load management.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not trying to go out there and rip my UCL off my elbow. So that's number one.
Jake, shut that bird up.
I'll mute myself.
There's a bird
I'll
in his
join you guys on the
background.
golf course whenever you want.
Shut that bird up, Jake. Throw a rock at it.
Number 2, this one's easy. I'm going to get a word of the day calendar.
Nice.
So I'm going to be a word of the day guy, and I'll just have to incorporate it over the course of any day. I think I can do that. And then number 3, I'm going to run a marathon at some point, and then not tell anybody.
Okay.
So you're never going to know when I do it.
Well,
one day I'm going to come in and I'll have just run a marathon. I'm going to be the first person in the history of the world to run a marathon and not tell anyone about it and not talk about it at all, except for right now, which I'm doing in advance. But I'm just letting you know that I will have run a marathon at some point this year.
We do have a 5K plan that Max, every time I say it, he gets very upset. There's a 5K for Pause Chicago in the fall that we're all going to run, and I think that would be very funny is we all have to run it, and then right before we get there, one person gets to ride on a bike and videotape it, and we'll like draw straws. So it's like literally imagine the thrill of showing up to a 5K and then not having to run it. It will be incredible. And then everyone else has to run it behind the bike while we videotape the whole thing.
I deserve to win that. I deserve to win one.
It will be such a thrill.
The COVID tandem bike ride that never was.
Well, it was rainy on Friday.
It rained. It rained like 3 Fridays in a row, and then you lose all the momentum, and that's everything when it comes to a bike ride. No, I will have done a marathon at some point, and you guys are just randomly be like, hey, congrats on the marathon, and I'll be like, thank you, and if I've run it already, then I'll count that as your thank you. But I'm not going to tell anybody.
Okay.
Just at some point, I'm going to be very sweaty.
Okay. It hurt. Billy, do you have things that you're trying to get into?
I'm trying not to get too deep into conspiracies.
Oh, okay. That's not going to happen.
It's hard.
Okay.
Every year I try.
And that's your big off-season plan?
Also, try not to get suspended.
Try not to get suspended. That's good off-season.
The off-season always gets me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. You're like the Bengals.
Well, it's not necessarily the off-season. It's like May through June Like, you can look it up on a calendar. When Billy fucks up, it's like right when school ends.
Yeah.
And Billy's just used to being like, you've got just a constant case of senioritis where you get to the end of a school year and you're like, okay, now I get to fuck around for a little bit.
Yeah.
So really button down the hatches in May and June.
What about the Jets project?
The Jets project, hopefully
That should be a thing that you should maybe put on the list of things you're going to do.
Actually, that is the thing I'm getting into.
Okay, there we
I've
go.
had a bunch of other projects pop up between getting that project done, and actually one of them is next week. Jake and I are going to be heading down to the PLL Championship Series, so it's going to actually be postponed.
That's a project you got into?
Yep,
or
a project.
That's an advertising
I was going to
thing?
say, it's a big test for Billy not getting suspended because Billy's role down in D.C. is literally hanging out in a beer garden with fans.
Oh, wow.
And all you can drink beer
Oh,
garden.
no.
I'm going to be broadcasting 2 of the games. Billy and Dukes, who works with us, they're going down to entertain people in a beer garden.
Oh no!
Clients,
This is I do love though that we PFT texted the whole group last night, was like, everyone come with like a list of things they're going to get into in the off season, and Billy's main thing is not fucking up.
Yeah. Well, no. His first thing was like, I'm going to try not to get into conspiracy theories. Like, he very honestly did not have anything prepared at all for this segment. But now
it was more the suspension. It was more the suspension.
Just don't get suspended. Yeah, it's a good thing. So, Billy, you're going down and you're going to get hammered with lacrosse players. That's for your This is truly like, we have a lot of moments on this show where we think to ourselves, and we even say out loud, this is the perfect job. We think it's so much fun. This job is incredible. We get to do something that we love every single day, and we're very extremely thankful for it. But Billy has somehow found his way into an even better job
Yes.
for himself, which is showing up and getting piss house drunk with lacrosse players.
And also getting suspended with pay, where he just doesn't have to work whenever he fucks up by not working.
Do what you love for a living, and you'll never work a day in your life.
His suspension is literally just to let him do what he did to get suspended for.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly. Okay, good list. Jake, what's yours?
Yeah, this was as of last week. I'm going to try to get into competitive pickleball play. I played for the first time in Arizona at the New Amsterdam Vodka House. It took a while to learn the rules. Stay tuned to our YouTube. We had to restart a game because I didn't know the rules. But now I think I have them. I think I have them down pat. I have my own paddle I brought home, courtesy of the Stella Blue Coffee sponsor that we had in that video as well. So I'm going to try to start playing competitively. Look out for some tournaments and see where we can go from there.
Yeah, we played pickleball. Not for me. It's just mini tennis, and I maintain that my same problem with tennis that I have with pickleball is anytime you put an object in my hand and I have to hit a ball, I'm just like, oh, I want to hit a homer. And the whole time I'm playing pickleball, I'm like, this would be so much more fun if it was a wiffle ball home run derby. And I just can't get it out of my brain. That's all I want to play. So I usually, like, if I tennis the same way, after about 5 minutes, I'm like, let's hit some fucking dingers here.
Yeah, pickleball, it was a lot of fun, but it takes away the thing that I like to do the most in sports like that, which is just hit really disgusting type spins, because then I make the person like run around and get frustrated, and it also is just easier for me to do because I don't have tremendous accuracy or power. And pickleball, it's very hard to spin the ball like dramatically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't.
But it would be.
I understand why people, especially older people and Jake, are into it.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's anything that I'll be able to get into. That said, we are diehard fans of the DC pickleball team.
I was going to say, it's fun to watch. I watched them play pickleball. That was fun. But when I have the paddle in my hand, I'm like, someone just fucking try to strike me out real quick.
So my standard of what is real and what is not a real sport is, if Jake can beat me in the sport, it's not a real sport.
Correct.
And Jake whooped my ass in pickleball, just like completely crushed me.
Yeah.
And Stephen Che is also really good at it. So with those 2 points of data, I'm going to say pickleball, fun for some people, old people and Jake's, but not a real sport.
Yeah.
That's fair. Given my tennis and ping pong background, I feel like if I put some effort into it, I could be a good player.
You could be pro.
Yeah.
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 Max Memes, you guys got stuff?
I do. This is coming off of this past week. I think it'd be a good idea for me to get into cooking in this off season.
Oh.
Number one.
Wait, why is that related to this past?
Number one, I feel about as unhealthy as I've ever felt before in my entire life right now.
Well, you just played in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I just played in the Super Bowl. And number 2, come Tuesday, I'll be down $6,000.
Yep.
So those are 2 things that,
Ron already paid me, by the way.
How do you do it?
He paid me, Venmo'd me.
all at once?
Yeah, here's a quick update. Roan said that he refuses to ever watch that game again, so he just paid me. So you're on your own for the stream.
No, I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna pay. Payday's tomorrow. I'm by Tuesday.
No, you don't have to do it by Tuesday. You can extend it. We can do a payment plan.
No, it's gonna be by Tuesday.
Okay.
OnlyFans?
No OnlyFans.
If you want to do the stream, I'm down.
I also want to say that there's been about 100 people who have asked me for my Venmo, and I have not.
Well, what is it? If people were
no.
Well, what would it be?
No, I'm not gonna say it.
Is your name Max Delente?
No, my name
is it Philly Mays?
No.
It's your real name.
It's my real name.
Oh, okay.
Batgirl?
Memes. So you're getting into cooking and not opening up your Venmo.
Yeah. No, I'm getting into cooking. I like to cook, but with this job, I haven't had a lot of time. I'm gonna get back into cooking. It'll be healthier. It'll be more frugal. And I just think it's a good off-season thing for me to do.
All right, so that's
you should do cooking videos too.
Yeah,
that's one thing that we don't have.
What about Chris Cooks? What about Chris Cooks?
Oh, Chris.
Yeah,
that the alliteration there works.
Yeah, that does.
Sure.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
CC or Christopher. Yeah, Christopher Delente or Chris Cooks.
I like the name. I like the name Al Dente Delante. That's good.
Yeah.
Al Dente Delente. Shout out Bubba.
Yeah.
Bubba came up with that name.
Yeah. All right, that's a good list of memes. I'll do mine.
I'm gonna get a physical.
Oh, let's go.
I slept like 2 hours a day during football season, so she's gonna get a health check.
Yeah,
that's it.
It really does wear us down. Again, PFT just said that we do have the best job in the world, but there are moments where it's like, fuck, man, this is a long season.
One thing I've learned about sleep recently is that sleep isn't just like day to day. If you sleep for 5 hours a night on a regular basis for 4 or 5 months, and then all of a sudden you just give your body complete permission to sleep in as late as you want, your body tries to make up for all those hours that you missed, and sometimes all at once. But Max, Memes, you said you're going to get a physical?
Yeah, just one.
I'd like the results of that. We could read it on the show.
Yeah, can you?
We should all
do
get
an unboxing.
We should all get a physical. Let's all get physicals and do it on the show.
I need a couple weeks to get on a scale.
All right, so let's say physicals will be. Let's do physicals right after March Madness. Everyone will get a physical, and then we'll release the results.
Well, that's tough too because we eat like crap during March Madness.
It's right before.
Jake,
I'm
going to be cooking during March
I love when
Madness.
Jake, whenever we have March Madness, and Jake's like, man, reading like shit, and I'm sitting there like, this is just like, what are you talking about? A burger and fries? That's lunch.
Yeah,
We'll have a
I know.
Sub.
Yeah,
like something normal. We'll get
Thursday
like just
through
an Italian sub, and Jake be like, "Oh, I ate like such shit today."
it's like,
No, you didn't, Jake. You ate like a man.
well, I'm eating a pint of ice cream. I'm like, wait, we did?
So do we want to do one like on Selection Sunday, so it's before the big wave?
Yeah, we could. Everyone has their physical before Selection Sunday, and we release our physicals on Selection Sunday. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do a bracket. And then our physicals can compete against each other.
Yeah, okay. So everyone's got to get their physical before Selection Sunday.
What if we all
we
got
have
blood
26
panels
days.
too?
Yeah, I mean, we
like
could
full blood panels.
do the physical. We'll all get physicals. I'm excited for a physical. They're going to tell me I'm
quick
so
question.
overweight. Yeah?
What goes into a physical? What is a physical?
I think they just check your, like, balls. We're getting close to PFT where they're going to start checking our asses, and I don't want that.
No, that's the one that I'm worried about. So if hypothetically I went to the doctor and they just put like their fingers in my butt, then I'm going to leave that doctor's office.
I've just been basically telling myself for the last like 10 years that science will catch up to the point where I don't have to do that part and they can just scan it. So I got 2 more years. I'm hoping that's the case.
Yeah. Okay. So physical, huh?
Physical before March Madness. We're all doing it. All right, my list. Number 1, I'm gonna be a dad more, which is nice. I miss my kids. It was fun coming home from Super Bowl week. They were very excited to see me. But Sundays, like in the football season, I leave my house at 11:30 in the morning. Now I could be around all weekend. So I'm very excited for that. I love my kids. It's going to be very fun. I'm also going to try to microdose mushrooms. That has nothing to do with being a dad, but I think that would help too. Maybe just start microdosing every day. Can you get me some?
Maybe.
Okay, Billy's got me. Here's one. All right, so reading is always on the list, but I never do it. But I just put it on the list because that's just, I have a bunch of books I'm going to read. Not. This is my big one. And I think people are going to laugh at it, but I'm going to try to get back into Olympic weightlifting. I did it when I was in my 20s. I'm going to start doing all the fucking weightlifting. Yeah.
Wait, you're talking like cleans and jerks?
Snatches, everything. Everything. What do you think about that?
That'd
be kind of... I've done it before. I want to see if I can do it again. I will probably end up being very, very injured, but...
Yeah. I hope not.
I hope not too. I'm knocking on wood.
Microdosing while lifting
and
is
being
actually
a dad.
the perfect combo.
Yeah. My kids can spot me. Watch Dad do this trick while I'm high on shrooms.
It seems like every Olympic style lift is just designed to snap your lower back.
Correct. No, that is exactly what it is. I'm gonna start.
You should get into
small.
Doing Olympic weightlifting, but on like ridiculously low amounts of weight and super high amounts of reps, like 5-pound weights, and just like banging out some power cleans.
I'm not gonna push the weights. I want to do the exercises again. I really did enjoy it when I used to do it. So I don't know. What do you think, Billy?
Honestly,
try to get into some ollie with me.
Olympic weightlifting I even avoid just because of the injury potential. So
Pussy.
I know.
Not me. I'm in it.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it.
From what it sounds like across the board, we're gonna be the healthiest podcast in the world.
Yep.
In like 3 weeks, just wait.
March Madness is gonna just sneak up on us and be like, well, we'll do those later.
No,
NBA
Final
playoffs.
Four abs.
Yeah.
Final Four abs loading right now.
Yes. All right, that's a good list, guys. Hank texted us. He said, I'm going to try to get the number. He's never going to get it. He also didn't text that. But yeah, he's never going to get it. He's such a fucking loser. All right, let's do Hot Seat Cool Throw, and then we'll get to Justin Fields. Hot Seat Cool Throw brought to you by our friends at Pringles. Pringles big game ad was awesome. Megan Trainor was on it. It was great to see Pringles on the big screen. We've been eating Pringles. We love Pringles. What's your favorite flavor, PFT?
I love the ranch.
Ranch. I think, Billy, you are a regular?
Original.
I'm a sour cream guy. Jake, what are you?
I like original, but I had at the New Amsterdam Vodka House, I had a lot of barbecue, and that grew on me quickly.
Oh, barbecue Pringles are so good. Every type of flavor of Pringles is so good. It is the best snack out there. I love having Pringles be a sponsor because I've been eating Pringles basically since the day I was born. I love Pringles so much. Stock up on Pringles to experience the worth it risk for yourself. Visit Pringles.com today. All types of flavors. But the sour cream is the best. Oh, that's the ranch. PFT's got the ranch up right now.
Look at the color on that ranch can.
Yeah, that's badass. Yeah, we love Pringles. Pringles.com. Go check it out now. Stock up on Pringles to experience the worth it risk for yourself. The best snack in the game. It's undisputed GOAT. I've never seen someone who doesn't love Pringles, and I love Pringles. Okay, Hot Seat Cool Throw, PFT.
My hot seat is Eric Bieniemy.
Okay.
Because Eric Bieniemy he's now officially finished his rounds of interviews to become an NFL head coach. It looks like this year is for like the 7th year in a row that he's not going to be an NFL head coach. So now he's resorted to such brutal backup positions as interviewing with the Commanders. But it's at this point, I don't know what to think about Eric. But he must be the world's worst interviewer of all time. I don't know what's been happening with him. A lot of people have pointed to it being a race issue. At this point, I don't know if I can say that about Eric Bieniemy because there's got to be some reason why he's been through this every single offseason and he's never gotten the gig. Everyone's been saying like maybe he wants to stick around and take over for Mahomes. I don't think Andy Reid's going to be walking away from Mahomes anytime soon, but it's great to know that the Commanders are probably going to benefit from that because we're personally on a record 3-year long streak of being the least racist NFL franchise. So this kind of fits in right with that tradition. And I'm happy that we're going to get him, but still I'm a little bit concerned because I don't know what this guy has done over the years to not get a gig as a head coach elsewhere.
I think he's bombing him on purpose. I really do. Because I think that being the offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs is better than being the head coach of like 20 franchises. So he's like, yeah, I'll just go through the motions, bomb this interview, and then I'll get to go be the offensive coordinator of Patrick Mahomes and keep piling up Super Bowl rings.
It would be funny if
I said wings there. That's bad for the health stuff that we're trying to do.
I think what if he just keeps bombing the offensive coordinator interviews on purpose too? Like he just keeps that would be the real tell. That's how you know that he would be bombing it on purpose. Shout out Obama. If he went through these other interviews that were like less grandiose and still rejected those or didn't get offered those jobs and kept going back to the Chiefs. So I guess Eric Bieniemy is on the hot seat again.
Yeah.
And my cool throw is Derek Carr, who has just been released by the Las Vegas Raiders. He is a free agent. He rejected, through his no-trade clause, a deal that would have sent him to the Saints, and I respect the hell out of Derek Carr for what he did.
Yeah.
I didn't think Derek Carr had that dog in him. He was within his rights, but he never seems like a vengeful guy, right? He seems like a great, forgiving guy who's like a good teammate. I mean, he reached out to like fucking Henry Ruggs the day after he drove his car into somebody and was just like, hey, I just want to let you know that I love you, love the sinner, hate the sin type thing. But he absolutely was well within his rights to do what he did to the Las Vegas Raiders, and it makes sense because if he was going to get traded to the Saints, they would have required assets that they could have used in the future to build up a better team around Derek Carr. So why would you screw over your future team by accepting that trade? So instead, the Raiders get nothing and they like it, and Derek Carr gets to choose his destination, and he might not make as much money as he was going to make this year. He might make as much, but we don't know. We don't know what the contract's going to be like. But he was willing to say, like, okay, I know I'm not a hot commodity right now. My contract might take a couple $1 million in my pocket, but it's better and it's worth it if I use this moment to fuck over the Las Vegas Raiders franchise.
Yes. Big credits to Derek Carr. That's more players should do shit like that, where it's like, no, fuck you guys. You didn't play me. You didn't want me to get injured so that you had to pay me guaranteed money. Fuck you guys. I'm going to a new team, and we're keeping all our draft picks.
Yeah, I couldn't see like less of a cultural fit for Derek Carr than going to the – like he's played in Las Vegas, and now he's going to go play in New Orleans. Like that's where Jameis Winston should be. Jameis Winston should now go from New Orleans to the Raiders. That fits more along the lines of his style, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? I bet you if Jameis went to the Raiders, he would actually wear an eye patch during games.
Yeah. He'd be like, what? I thought that was what we were supposed to do. All right, my hot seat is Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter, because Aaron Rodgers went on the Pat McAfee show and he said, I think Adam Schefter and Ian Rappaport are really good at their jobs, but when it comes to me, they don't know shit. So Aaron Rodgers is doing his annual I left the last game of the Packers saying I don't know what's in the future. I'm going to go into a 4-day silent hut and do drugs. Why is everyone talking about me? This is my favorite part of the Aaron Rodgers offseason, where he just is super vague, doesn't tell anyone what he's doing, and then he gets mad and is like, why are these people talking about me? Why is the media talking about me? Because you won't tell us what you're doing.
Well, no, he has told us what he's doing. He's locking himself in a room. He's drinking hallucinogens, and he's trying to figure out what to do with his life. He's at a crossroads in his career, just like he's been the last 4 seasons at this exact same crossroads.
Yeah.
And ayahuasca must be like the best drug in the world, because you just go into a room and you take it, and then you come out later and you just go back to doing your job that you were already doing, and you pretend like he gave you a relevation.
Yeah.
So congratulations to Aaron Rodgers in advance for coming out of his retreat and realizing that, it's pretty cool to make $40 million a year to be the quarterback of the Green Bay Packers.
Yes. All right, so my cool throne is Valentine's Day. So there was an article written on the New York Magazine. Everyone should go read it. It was quite a trip. It was titled, What Was Kyrie Irving Thinking? So it talks about everything that has been going on with Kyrie Irving. Funny side note, the author kind of like delved into where the shift has come from Kyrie Irving, and they attribute it to when he was on the Celtics in the winter. He was just going down YouTube rabbit holes with his best friend. Do you know what his best friend's name is?
No.
Alex Jones, but not the Alex Jones. His best friend is Alex Jones.
It's not me.
How crazy is that? What a twist. They're like, Alex Jones, not the Alex Jones, his friend Alex Jones. They went down YouTube rabbit holes together. So either way, Valentine's Day is on the cool throne because Kyrie Irving has been doing a lot of reading, a lot of studying. He's been shouting out people on his Twitch streams. So the writer writes, last spring while streaming Grand Theft Auto on Twitch, he name-checked the late Frances Cress Welsing, saying, she's one of those goats for me. Irving said, one of those authors that represents a new paradigm of surviving the world of white people versus non-white people. And one of her beliefs is that in one of her books, she writes about black people dominating sports with large brown balls, such as basketball and football, with white people favoring those with small white ones like golf. This person has not heard of Tiger Woods. Either way, Welsing also floats a theory about white men who give their mothers boxes of chocolates on Valentine's Day because of a latent desire to ingest chocolate with nuts. So Valentine's Day is canceled.
This guy's making a lot of sense.
It's a woman.
Oh, well, she's making a lot of sense.
Yeah.
What's this one called?
Yeah. Billy's just like,
Billy's
wow,
gonna
what's
get
this
into it,
person called? Like, I just want to check it out real quick.
Where does
Frances
ice
Cress
hockey
Welsing.
fall into this?
I don't know. But either way, Valentine's Day is officially canceled because deep down in our brains, we're trying to give our mothers chocolate with nuts.
Okay, big black long pieces of wood though, like in hockey. That means white guy. That means French Canadians.
I don't know.
That's what a Russian's dick is like. Rasputin's cock was long, brown, wooden, and it said eaten on the side.
Yeah. So it was also part of the article. One of a source close to Kyrie Irving was like, he probably didn't watch the entire anti-Semitic documentary. He probably dozed off a few times because it's like pretty boring and poorly put together. So that they're going with that line of thinking. It was a good article. Everyone should read it. It did confirm what I thought. Like, I think that he's very well liked in locker rooms because he is a free thinker and he's really fucking good at basketball. So people like him.
Imagine being named Alex Jones and you're not the Alex Jones.
Well, I mean, I guess that doing YouTube rabbit holes with Kyrie Irving's a pretty good backup.
Yeah.
Billy, your hot seat cool throw.
My hot seat is Mark Davis's hair. It's gone.
What?
Yeah, I
cut
hate
it
to.
off?
I'm sorry to inform you guys, but Mark Davis has shaved off his hair.
No.
You're a liar.
Oh my God.
There's no chance.
This is a national tragedy. I'm looking at it right now.
Did he actually shave it off?
Yes,
or was
he
it,
did.
He
Was
was
it
seen
always
in
a wig?
public. Yeah, that's actually that was another take that I had.
We lost
We
PFT.
lost PFT.
That's okay, but keep going.
Like Mark Davis's hair.
Oh, man.
But it's gone. He surfaced, I think, around the Super Bowl, and paparazzi got him, and he's bald.
Fuck. This is not right. Oh, my God. We have to have Mark Davis's hair back.
And my cool throne is balloons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild. Well, so it's not UFOs. They're not UFOs.
Well, they are.
Yeah,
Technically,
they are until they aren't.
Yeah. Until you identify them, they're UFOs.
right. But what's funny, I was talking to some of my buddies who are fighter pilots, and they're saying that like UFOs encapsulate like a whole large amount
You
of
have buddies
objects.
that are
Yeah.
fighter pilots?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, me.
Okay.
No, real ones. I meant
Oh,
the ones
shut
spring
the-
break
oh,
ones.
Billy,
shit.
careful.
Real
Damn.
ones.
Careful.
Damn.
Careful. They actually use that exact same software that I fly planes in to train
Sure.
actual pilots.
But basically, when everyone was going nuts on Twitter because they saw like they have to report the object, so they're like, we don't know if this thing has a propulsion system. So that made it sound like it was something extraterrestrial, but really just balloons don't have propulsion systems.
Right.
You would be aware of this, right, PFT?
I would be, yeah. No, balloons, they operate because they drift along with the prevailing winds, and the helium or whatever gas that they have elevates them to about 60 to 80,000 feet. And it creates a very small radar signature, what makes it difficult to shoot down. It turns out that we tried to shoot down one of them, and we fired a Sidewinder missile at it, and we missed. So
That's
we
embarrassing.
missed our first shot. and no one knows where that missile landed.
I think it landed in East Palestine.
Oh.
That's
bad what's going on there.
I know.
On a real note, like we do, this podcast is tied in throughout our entire history with Youngstown, which is close by.
Correct.
I've heard that they're dealing with some shit there. I don't know. Is there a place? Because if I lived anywhere by that train right now, I would get the fuck out. I would get the fuck out because they're probably not going to tell you the truth, and you won't find out the truth for a couple years. But there's a shitload of people that just like you can't just leave everything and move. I don't know.
It's very fucked.
It's a bad situation.
Fucked. Yes. Yeah, just burning chemicals into the air. All right, last one. Roback question. Promo code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. I'm wearing the joggers right now. I fly in the joggers. I weekend in the joggers. They have the best Q-Zips, polos, joggers, everything at roback.com. Promo code TAKE, RHOBACK.com. Promo code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. The most comfortable clothes in the world. Jake's wearing a Roback polo right now. So, Jake, my last Roback question is, what's your hot seat, cool throne?
My hot seat is the Philly Special. Move over, Philly Special. We have a new cool Super Bowl touchdown play name, and it is called the Corn Dog.
Yep.
Kadarius Toney's touchdown to take the lead in the Super Bowl this year. Andy Reid calls it Corn Dog.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound really dumb and not like a football guy. So all real football guys just pretend that I'm not saying this out loud. Why don't coaches have simple play names for literally every play?
Yeah.
Why do you have to have Sean McVay type plays where it sounds like you're reading the back of a shampoo bottle to get to the point of what the actual play is going to be? Just give them like 2-word names. Call it Jolly Rancher, pudding, corn, any sort of food item, and just everybody on the team knows exactly what that play means. That seems like it'd be way easier to coach a football game that way. And maybe I'm just dumb for not realizing why they don't do that more often. But that was my big takeaway from. Also, he might have just lied to Peter King because Peter King's, he's the kind of guy that is interviewing you, and you're like, God, I will say anything to make him think that he gets a good quote from me, so he'll just leave me alone and we can finish this off.
Yes, and the Corn Dog really fucked up the Eagles bad. They just could not deal with the reverse motion. God damn it, Max.
Sod.
It was a Sod father. All right, your cool throne?
Yeah. My cool thrones, pitchers, and catchers, they report today for about half the teams. We have a great interview coming out in the next few weeks with Christian Yelich, so stay tuned for that. And they unveiled the new base. There's a new base that's much bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So
fucking love this base. This base is so much better than the last one.
Yeah.
You're going to see it and you're going to be like, damn, she's
funny. There's like a picture floating around social media with like a bunch of beat reporters just circled around a base.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
Also, double cool throne bowling guy.
Oh. Shit. We might get him this time.
Yeah.
Fuck.
4:17 p.m. Eastern time. Or 9 to 5 Monday to Friday zone for the first time in a long time. So it's going to be the one.
USBC, this is Chad.
Hey, Chad, this is Dan Katz from Pardon My Take. You're live to tape right now. I was calling. We interviewed Pete Weber, and we were wondering why he was not invited to the U.S. Open.
He didn't meet the criteria, and he didn't submit an application for an exemption.
So, but hasn't he won the U.S. Open many times? That I feel like that's the criteria right there.
Well, if you go to the website, like the U.S. Open in golf, there's a certain criteria that you have to meet. It's 10 years past winners for the last 10 years.
But it's Pete fucking Weber.
Yeah, I mean, the folks that make the rules build the criteria, and we follow it.
Do you have the person who makes the rules? I'd like to get in touch with them.
Well, ultimately, it's the rules and tournament team here at USBC, and I oversee it, so you're talking to the right person.
Oh, okay. All right, so if next year I fill out the application for Pete, would he be eligible to be entered? Because we feel like maybe he's being left out for some type of axe to grind or gripe that you guys have with the most electric man in bowling history.
Yeah, it's just not true. He didn't submit an application for exemption, and he wasn't eligible under the criteria.
All right, well, I'll talk to Pete and see if you've submitted an application, then I'll call you back.
Good luck.
All right, thank you very much. All right, well, so now we got to go to Pete. And then I got to call the guy back up.
That guy was not budging. He was standing his ground.
That guy just gave you the classic bureaucratic answer,
Yeah.
which is, well, he was not eligible by our bylaws that we've put in place to determine eligibility. Meanwhile, like, he is the bylaw guy.
Yeah. Also, you guys heard me say live to tape, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. All right,
Yeah,
so we're good.
I don't know how the 2-party consent thing works. I know
It's
in
live
some
to tape.
states.
It's live to tape.
Yeah.
I said that. I said it very clearly. I said who I was, and it's live to tape.
He seemed pretty buttoned up.
Yeah, well, PFT's right. He was like, yeah, the people who make the rules, he didn't meet the criteria. It's like, well, who makes the rules? Like, well, I oversee it. So you're the guy. So we got to make sure that Pete.
But you don't understand. His hands are tied because as the rules and bylaws that are put into place clearly state, he's not eligible this year.
But if Pete didn't fill out an application, egg on our face. Probably should have asked him that.
Pete should not have to fill out.
It's
It's insulting that they would make Pete Weber apply to be in the U.S. Open of bowling every year.
I'm hitting up Pete Weber right now. This is an ongoing investigation. So if Pete says he's submitted an application, I will be calling this guy back every single day. So that's that.
Glad he answered.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to Justin Fields. Great interview coming up. PFT, you got a quick ad?
Yes, before we get to Justin Fields, I want to talk to you about our great friends over at Instacart. I've been using Instacart a lot. I know a lot of AWLs have as well. I order from Instacart all the time. I always get delicious chips. I always get a little bit of ice cream, like a good mint chocolate chip to clean me up after a long night. When you need tons of groceries, you can save yourself a trip to the store by ordering online. You can use Instacart for your weekly grocery shop, easily adding all the items on your shopping list directly into your cart. With Instacart, I can easily order my groceries and other weekly essentials. Shoppers help deliver the order right to my door in as fast as an hour. That gives me time to get back to the things that I'm loving to do. Things that if you're busy around the house, you don't have time to go to the grocery store sometimes in the afternoon. Guess what? Instacart, boom. At the summer house this year, I would be grilling. I would have things I needed to do, but guess what? I'm working on preparing the food. Need a couple hamburgers to come my way. Bam, hit up Instacart. They bring it to you. They make it super easy. Instacart shoppers provide support while they shop. They share real-time updates and deliver your order with care. Visit instacart.com or download the app to get free delivery on your first order. Offer valid for a limited time. Minimum order $10. Additional terms apply. And now here's Justin Fields.
Okay, we now welcome on a very, very special guest. It is QB1, Chicago Bears, Justin Fields. I was going to try to wait and not creep you out, but I just want to start with saying I love you. That's just like, it's just love, right? So, but very happy you're here. Sponsored by C4. You're here with C4. We're here with C4. Perfect setup. Yeah, I guess let's just start here. Are you him?
That's what people say, but I leave it up to the people. I don't, give nicknames for myself and stuff like that, so I just leave it up to the people, but I'm glad to be here and appreciate y'all for having me on.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have a nickname? Because some people around our office have taken to calling you Justino, which I think it doesn't.
I've been called Justino a few times, so
Okay.
that's not a first. So
Do
I've
you
been
like
called
it?
Justino. I like it.
Is there
Nice
any
little
other
ring to
nickname
it.
that you've had?
My dad grew up calling me J-Rock because I used to have a big head when I was a kid, and I finally grown into it. But other than that, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
J-Rock,
so I'll set the stage here. Like, you are an incredible quarterback. I'm
Yeah,
very
appreciate
excited
you.
about everything that's going on with the Bears in the future. You also are in a weird spot because the Bears obviously have the first pick.
Mm-hmm.
Should we do some smoke screens and pretend that you're going to get traded? You're not getting traded, by the way.
I think so. I
Yeah.
think you get traded. Maybe I'll be the backup or teach the new guy whoever's coming in.
Smoke screens.
Yeah, love it. But yeah, whatever happens, happens. Just blessed to be in the position I'm in, and I just let God kind of handle that. So yeah.
Yeah, because it has to be a little. I mean, I am. If I were running the Bears, I actually ran a mock draft the other day.
Yeah.
And I think I traded the number 1 pick for 3 first-rounders this year and 7 first-rounders next year.
Oh wow.
So if you want,
I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I hope it does.
Yeah, if you want to
Yeah.
give Ryan Poles my number, I could walk him through how I was able to strategically
Get that
do all
done.
that.
Yeah.
But you it's got to be a weird feeling because you played great this year. The team wasn't great, and you also now are going into an offseason where you have the number 1 pick and a ton of cap space. Is there like an excitement, even though it's coming off, the worst record in the NFL?
I think it is. Of course, I finally have an idea of what our offense is. So instead of just, training to throw outs, slants, just the basic routes, I know what actions we're going to be using, what protections we're going to be using, so I can just focus on, more in detail stuff within our offense. So I think, me with the full off season with that, with knowing the information that I do now about our offense and what we're going to be running, I think, there's a bunch of excitement for next year. And even the guys, on the offensive side of the ball, they're knowing what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be running. So, they can focus on just the details within the offense and stuff like that and really just get that cleaned up.
Was there a specific game this year where, because it felt like it was sometime maybe late September, early October, where everything kind of clicked and you were unleashed in this way that we have never seen before? I mean, you were breaking records.
Yeah.
Was there a moment in time? Was it a game plan? What exactly happened? Because it felt like it was literally a switch.
Yeah, I think it was after the Thursday night game versus Washington.
Mm-hmm.
I think that might have been the switch where we went like 4 weeks in a row scoring like 28 plus points. But people don't usually look at it from this perspective. But we had a first year OC this year, and he had to learn what we did well as an offense, what the O-line did well, what the receivers did well, what the running backs did well, and what I did well. So. Once we kind of all got that figured out as a whole unit, we were able to, put up a lot of points on the board. So it was fun to see, and hopefully we can kind of start the year off like that next year and kind of maintain it throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
I read earlier today, and this kind of shocked me when I saw it, that you are the top jersey seller in the state of Wisconsin.
I did see that. I did see that.
So do you own Aaron Rodgers?
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I own Aaron Rodgers if I haven't beat him yet, but that just shows you how many Bears fans we have in Wisconsin. So, of course, the Bears fans are awesome. Just the support they give us to our team. And, they show up to games that are feeling like -15 outside and still showing up cheering us on. So, shout out to the Bears fans out there.
Do you like bear weather? Being a guy from the South, I find that, it would probably be difficult to adjust to it.
Say yes.
Yes, it is very difficult to adjust to it, especially with the wind. That's what I found out. That's what it's all about is the wind. It can be cold, it can be 10 degrees. With no wind, you're fine. But with that 15-mile-per-hour wind, 20-mile-per-hour wind, you can't fight it. It's tough.
There's something to be said, I think, about your physical running style. You're a big dude. You're strong. Playing in that type of weather, you inflict more pain on them than they do on you.
The thing is about that weather is when it's that cold, you have to bundle up, put a bunch of layers on and stuff like that, and your body's cold, so you're not warmed up. So I feel way slower in that cold weather, so it's tough. Ooh. But you of course want to try to stay warm on the sideline and stuff like that, but it's hard to stay warm in that weather. Warm-ups and stuff like that, your hands freezing up, so it's tough.
We're going to clip that and just send it to anyone who says that we shouldn't move to Arlington Heights.
Hey, I hope we just get a dome. I don't care if we're at Soldier Field. I don't care if we're in Arlington Heights. I hope we get a dome on that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, I also saw just breaking news an hour ago. You got his phone number. Are you gonna prank call him? What are we doing with the phone number?
I'm not gonna prank call him. I really look up to him as a quarterback, him as a person, how he carries himself. So of course there's a lot of rumors how he treats his teammates and stuff like that. But me getting to talk to Luke, who was in Green Bay for a period of time, and kind of knowing how he was, behind closed doors and stuff like that, just wanted to talk to him and, kind of get his take on, some things, of course, at the quarterback position and stuff like that. So.
It's funny you say, there's a lot of rumors on how he treats his teammates when you're just looking at, the guy who's probably responsible for 90% of the rumors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers, he's a terrible teammate. He's really mean to his teammates. Just be careful.
Yeah, for sure.
He might be doing something devious.
I'll keep that in the back of my mind.
Maybe put me in. Maybe we'll go on a group chat, just the three of us.
Okay.
So I can just watch from afar and be like, "Hey, back off, Aaron."
Yeah.
I'm willing to do that for you.
Like
Batman,
that done. Silent guardian.
Yeah, exactly.
We can definitely get that done.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is there a play that stands out to you this year, or a record that you broke? Because I feel like every week you were breaking some new record. It was no quarterback has ever run for this many yards while passing for this many with the touchdowns on top. Is there a record that you're especially proud of right now?
I would say the single game. I think that was a pretty cool game, just with the amount of touchdowns that I had that game. I think I had 4 touchdowns that game, so a lot of highlight plays. But I wouldn't say there's one singular play that is my favorite. I would say 3 or 4. So that's not one, but I hope it's always like that, to where I can't choose my favorite play. But definitely had a lot of great plays this year. Couldn't do it without my teammates, my coaches. So yeah.
What about? There's one bad play that we have to talk about, and I don't think this was your fault, but the Dallas game. When you jumped over, who'd you jump over?
It was Mike Parsons.
Yeah, I blame that on the all-orange uniforms. So I don't think that was your fault. I think you just.
No, that was definitely my fault. for sure.
What, I mean, it was such a funny thing because it was like, I get what he's doing. Like he thought he was down, but then when you play it back, you're like, shit. He probably should have just touched him with a finger.
I mean, the last time I tackled somebody was 7th grade. So you just forget the rules on defense when it switches that fast. But yeah, I mean, should have just touched my man Micah down. I told him after the game I gave him one, so he's gonna have to owe me one in the future. So I need some money, something. For that, something.
Well,
so,
I like
Did you see there was an interview that came out with Micah Parsons today? Kind of
What?
weird.
What
They
happened?
asked him like, what's one weird fact about you? And he goes, I have a foot fetish.
Oh.
He's like, I like toes. So
I could definitely hear that coming from Micah. Micah's a different dude. Micah, he's not gonna hold anything back. He's gonna say what's on his mind. So I can definitely hear that coming from Micah.
are you a foot guy?
I'm not a foot. I wouldn't call myself a foot guy. I'm not a foot fetish guy.
Okay, yeah.
I don't just look at feet. I mean, you gotta have nice feet. Now, don't get me wrong. You can't have dogs just walking around. But no, I wouldn't call myself a foot fetish guy.
Okay.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Glad we cleared that up.
That was the hardest question you were going to get. So this is a very dumb question, but when you get loose on a play, are you just thinking in your head like, no one can touch me? I'm faster than all of you.
No, the first thing that goes in my head is, don't take a big hit.
Okay.
They've kind of instilled that in me, so it's like I'm making sure that, I can get down safely and be able to get on to the next play. But, of course, you have those situations to where, it might be 3rd down or you might be in the red zone trying to score a touchdown. But so you might have to sacrifice your body 1 or 2 plays. But first thing that goes in my head is, get down, don't take a big hit. And, if I do see a crease in like a split second, then I'll try to stay up and go. But other than that, that's, the first thing.
Yeah, I mean, the like breakaway speed and some of those plays where you're just like blazing by people is so much fun to watch. Now, a lot of people are haters online.
Yeah.
So
sure.
I want us to get on the same page because people will be like, oh, Justin Fields is just a running back. I usually tell those people, fuck you, I hope you die. What should I say, maybe the company line that we can get on the same page, maybe a little nicer?
Yeah, I mean, personally, I wouldn't say, F you, I hope you die, but
I'll do it for you, but yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
know.
could do something different.
Usually I don't pay attention to that because the amounts of people that are dumb online is just crazy to me. I mean, I've seen so many absurd takes about whatever topic. So I mean, usually I don't pay any mind to that stuff or even pay attention to it. But I try not to be online too much. I try not to read about myself too much. Try to just keep a clear mind and stuff like that, and kind of focus what's going on in the building. So yeah.
Okay, so what I got from that is I got to reply, Justin's never going to see this. Fuck you. I hope you die. That's
I
good.
guess so.
Yeah.
If that's better, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
He's not going to see this,
Slash,
bro.
the passing game's coming. Because I know it is. You made passes this year that were phenomenal. It felt like there were times where the offense, there was definitely some games where the talent roster to roster who you're playing was maybe a little overmatched. I mean, are you doing anything specifically in the offseason for the passing game to, elevate that part of your game?
Yeah, I mean, just focusing on my mechanics, especially right now. Just started working out about a week and a half ago, so really just focusing on my mechanics because, when you're doing 50-yard runs and you have to get up and throw the ball, I mean, I'm tired. I'm tired. Luke knows that, so Luke usually tries to call a run play for the running back the next play, but, so maybe I have to, just start running more throughout the season, but, I mean, there's some plays out there where I'm running around and I'm dead tired after the play. I'm breathing in the huddle crazy. So, the guys know I'm tired, but, just working on my mechanics. So no matter how tired I am, just, the ball coming out the same way. I'm doing the same thing with my body to where, I can just get the completion. So, yeah.
Yeah.
It has been really fun to watch you this year. And I went on the record maybe 3 months ago. I said I would rather have Justin Fields than Trevor Lawrence moving forward. Do you think about your competition that way? Do you look at where you stand in the young quarterbacks in the NFL?
The saying, comparison is the thief of joy. So I try not to compare myself to other quarterbacks. They're in different situations. Nobody's in the situation that I'm in. We all have different coaches, different teammates. So I try not to compare myself at all.
So along the lines of PFT, I love obviously watching you play. Is it creepy that we tape the show on Sunday nights after all the games? So we usually don't get home till 3 a.m. Is it creepy that I put my headphones in and watch your highlights while I'm laying in bed and just smiling?
No,
okay,
I don't think so. If that's what makes you happy, then that's what brings you joy. So that's That's not weird at all.
I think there's actually, you can find the tweets where it's so clear what I'm doing. It's like 3 a.m. on a Monday morning.
And you just post
and I'm just
random.
like, I love Justin Fields.
Yeah.
And there's like 5 replies being like, dude, go to bed.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's awesome. That's awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
something to do.
One of my favorite plays that you've had was in college, in
Yes.
college football playoffs. You took a big hit. You got drilled right in your side.
Yeah.
You stayed in the game. How many different times did people send you your own X-ray of your ribs, and it's like got that dog in them?
I have seen that, a few times, but yeah, I mean, that was a crazy game. But I mean, I've definitely seen, that X-ray, that meme or whatever.
I thought that was you the first time I saw it.
I don't know. I don't know if I have a dog in me, but I definitely got that.
Well, you're a vegan, so you can't.
So I can't even eat meat, bro.
Yeah.
Is that something that you've been your entire life, or did you make a decision at some point?
Nah, so during quarantine, my parents did this like 4-week plant-based diet. Then I was just at home with them, so I tried it out with them. It was me, my sister, and my parents. And, after that 4-week period, I liked how I felt, and I just kept going on with it. So, I kind of worked my way into it slowly after that. So I would just be vegan like during the weekdays, and then I would, have cheat meals during the weekends. And then before my last year in college, I finally made the full switch and kind of just stuck with it since then. But, every now and then when I go to like a steakhouse and, they don't have a crazy amount of vegan options, I might get like sea bass or something like that, or salmon or something like that. So, yeah.
Okay, do you miss steak, though?
I really was never a big steak guy, to be honest with you. And burgers nowadays, they have so many Impossible burgers and, substitutes like that, to where, I mean, they taste the same to me. But to be honest with you, I've never really been a big steak guy.
Okay, all right.
What about the haters out there? Not us, but there would be some haters that would say, if you're not eating meat, then how can you truly be an alpha male?
If eating meat makes you an alpha male, then shoot, I don't know. I don't know that does that, but that's their opinion. So
Sounds like a them problem.
Yeah.
sounds like a them problem. Like
Sounds
you
like
said,
like a
if
24-year-old.
they have that mindset, but
Yeah.
if eating meat makes you an alpha male, then I guess I'm not an alpha male.
Yeah, it sounds like a 24-year-old who's like trying to mask for a lack of self-confidence.
Or maybe like a 24-year-old that was a quarterback
Yeah,
that's not
right.
in the NFL
Right,
right now, that's
exactly.
trying to project. Okay, got
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Hypothetically.
Okay, we'll get back to Justin Fields in a second. C4 Energy is a secret fuel behind PMT. C4 Energy has 0 sugar, 0 calories, 0 carbs with clinically studied carnosine beta-alanine. It's the best. And 200 milligrams of caffeine for elevated performance. I actually drank a C4 before this episode. C4 energy you can feel. I love all the different flavors. We were drinking them all week. Super Bowl week. Justin Fields was brought to us by C4 Energy. He's a C4 guy. So get C4 Energy at c4energy.com. Amazon and retailers nationwide like Walmart and 7-Eleven. Also, shout out C4. They were doing a giveaway. We had a couple guests. We had a couple people who won a contest who got to watch the Justin Fields interview. They got a picture and signed ball. It was awesome. C4 Energy is the absolute best. So get C4 Energy at c4energy.com. Amazon and retailers nationwide like Walmart and 7-Eleven. Okay, more Justin Fields. I forgot to say, by the way, outside of the Bears, thank you for saving Big Ten football. So you saved Big Ten football with COVID, and now in a twist of fate, Kevin Warren is
back
with the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen him yet? Has he been like, hey, Justin, like, you kind of put the screws to me there. Like, what the fuck, man?
To be honest with you, I've seen him like multiple times after that. I saw him after the Vikings game, the first time we played him, and then I saw him the first day he was in the building after he got hired as a CEO. So, that hasn't even been brought up, but he just came and said what's up to me. He's a genuine guy, just the way he talks to everybody in the building, the way he talks to me, the way he talks to our equipment managers. I mean, he's just such a genuine person. He's a smart guy, and I'm excited to have him with us.
Yeah, it is funny because you do get credit. Like the Big Ten football season in 2020 was on the ropes. It was canceled.
Yeah.
And did you just get with all your teammates? You're like, I'm playing. We're playing.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a big thing to where I got with a bunch of leaders around, each Big Ten team. So, guys from Penn State, guys from Iowa, guys from just different schools around the Big Ten. And, we were, trying to put this petition together and kind of talk about everything. So, kind of did that. And, it ended up being a big thing. And, of course, it ended up working out. So, that was awesome. And, it was awesome that we got to play. Of course, we didn't get the full season, but at least we got to play 6 games. And, of course, we made the playoffs. And
by the way, back to that hit. After you get hit in that Clemson game, you went off. I thought you were dead. I didn't. I mean, how many plays until you felt normal again?
I didn't feel normal the whole game. you know, I tried to throw on the sideline, but it's like when you're in that moment, especially like last year, the year before that, didn't make it any better to where we lost the game, you know, game-ending pick, miscommunication. But so, I mean, when I tell you we were, you know, grinding the whole offseason, the whole season, just trying to get back to that point. And, you know, when we saw that we were going to play Clemson again in the playoffs, we kind of already knew what time it was, and nothing like I was going to have to die to, you know, get pulled out of that game. But, I mean, you know, I didn't feel normal the whole game. I felt like a bowling ball was thrown by Thor and just hit me in the side of my ribs. But, I mean, it was crazy. But, you know, just in that moment, just all the work we had put in, all the stuff we had gone through, just like you said with the COVID stuff, like, I mean, you only got one opportunity at that. So, you know, just had to take advantage of that opportunity, and you know, we ended up winning the game big. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
Did it hurt as you were playing in the second half, or was there adrenaline that was taken?
Adrenaline, and then I got a shot. So the shot kicked in a little bit to where it wasn't hurting as much, but I definitely still felt it.
Have you thought about maybe just getting hit really hard in your ribs during every game?
No, sir. I mean, it was hurting like 4 weeks after the season. Like I had to like draft training. I had to not do anything for the first 4 weeks, month, to just let my body heal. So I was just getting straight treatment.
And then going into the draft, did you think you're going to go to Chicago, or
No.
were there other places?
I'm gonna tell y'all what my mindset was during the draft. So I knew I wasn't going top 3. San Fran had told my agent that, you know, they were going to take Trey. So I knew I wasn't going top 3. So, you know, Atlanta, they were kind of shaky on the quarterback situation. So I thought, you know, maybe there was a chance that I go there. So Atlanta, they take my boy Kyle Pitts. And 5, I think Cincinnati had 5. They went with Jamar. The next team that I thought I was going to go to was the Panthers. So Panthers had 8. And they didn't choose me. They chose my guy, JC. The 9, you know, the Broncos had the 9th pick, and they chose Pat Surtain. So after 9, I'm in the house. Like, I don't know where I'm about to go. I don't know where I'm going to end up because the next few teams didn't really need quarterbacks. So and then, you know, my agent called me, said the Bears traded down, and, you know, that's when I, of course, got drafted. But, you know, it was an awesome moment with my family. Glad I got to experience that with them. And, yeah, but after 4 and 8, after Atlanta passed on me and Carolina passed on me, I had no idea where I was going to go. So it was kind of nerve-wracking a little bit, but, you know, ended up in Chicago, and, you know, I love the city of Chicago and everything it brings. So
at the time, did you want to go to Atlanta? I mean, it would have been sick to see you play just out of the, like, Michael Vick comparisons that would have naturally happened there. But since you're from the South, did you want to play near your hometown?
It would have been cool, you know. My dad had season tickets growing up, so I would always go to, you know, games with him, but it would have definitely been, like, a story. Like, even this past year when we played Atlanta, it was I just got so many flashbacks just driving around the stadium, just thinking about the, you know, different you know, tailgating spots me and my dad used to go to when I was a kid. So I was like getting emotional a little bit. I was like, wow, like I didn't think I, you know, could feel like this, but it was awesome going back there, going back home and playing. But it would have definitely been cool to, you know, play for Atlanta, play for the hometown team for sure.
Yeah. I mean, but no, let's not put that out there. You're a Bear for life.
Yeah.
Are you a Bear for life?
Yeah.
I'm a Bear for life.
Bear for life.
Okay, there we go. There's the
Breaking
quote.
news.
Bear for life.
So in your first year, I'm actually going to take the high road right now. I'm not going to say anything about Matt Nagy. That's very big of me.
Yeah.
I'll ask instead, just how nice of a guy is Andy Dalton?
Andy's amazing. I mean, even this year, he was texting me after, you know, good games that I had and said, yo, I saw your game. Great job, bro. And just his family, you know, his wife, his kids, they're amazing. So Andy and Nick, you know, they taught me a lot last year, just with, you know, the life of being an NFL quarterback. And, you know, he kind of took me under his wing. So definitely very appreciative of that. And, you know, I wish, you know, Andy nothing but best but luck.
Yeah.
So, you know, he's always been great to me, you know, always, you know, seeing the bigger picture, not really, you know, getting that, you know, confusion and, you know, just the situation we were in last year, not kind of get in the way with our relationship and stuff like that. So always, you know, kept it cordial with me, always, you know, was kind of a big brother to me.
Yeah.
Let's play a quick game. It's called You Be the GM.
Okay.
So you're the GM of the Bears. Mm-hmm. You're picking first overall.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're not going to trade yourself.
I'm not going to trade myself.
Who would you want?
I'm not going to trade myself.
Who would you take?
You know, it just depends what pick we have. So, you know, if we can get that deal that
3 first rounds this year, 7 next year.
Yeah,
seven
okay,
next year,
So
I'm
let's say that
taking
we did the Big Cat deal.
Yeah. We have a quarter of the draft next year.
And so you've got 3 first-round picks. Who would you want to take with one of those first-round picks?
I'm going with my man Jackson Smith and Jigba. You know, I've seen I've seen him in action. I've seen how he can separate himself like that, and his just body control is crazy. And he didn't get to play this past year. He didn't get to show what he could do. So, I'm hoping he falls to us somehow. But I don't know. But we do have some help that we need in the trenches. So a lot of people are talking about us taking Jalen Carter or Will Anderson Jr. So we'll see what happens. So I'm guessing we'll get one of those guys, and maybe some guys in free agency. But one guy that I would love to have is Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Yeah, I like that. I always love the connection, like little new age Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase.
Yeah, for sure.
We're doing it here. So I have the C4 question. We're sponsored by C4. I've been drinking it all week. It is delicious. We are fueled by C4 here because
fueled by it.
Yeah, we literally have been I've had C4 every single day. Probably the most productive week we've ever had.
It's true.
Yeah.
Thanks to C4. So you're a Buckeye, but you obviously started your college career at Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Can you walk us through Kirby Smart's decision to do the fake punt in the SEC championship game? One of the dumbest plays I've ever seen.
I mean, all I'm going to let you guys know is in that time when he said that play was coming up, I was about to ask him, like, Coach, are you sure? But at that time, the competitor in me is just like, hey, he called the play, so let's go. But I was this close to asking him, like, Coach, are you sure you want to do this? And right when I got on the field, I'm talking about all the Alabama players pointing me out, hey, it's a fake, it's a fake, it's a fake. So they knew it was a fake. I mean, I've never been out there on punt, none of that. So, the first time in my life I've been out there on a punt formation, but
What was the yardage again? It was
I'm not sure. I think it was like fourth and one.
Fourth and 11?
Fourth and one.
Or no, fourth and 1 or 11.
11.
Fourth and 11. So you're saying fourth and 11 and
maybe
everyone on
I was very close to asking him, like, Coach, are you sure you want to do this? But I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Like, let me go
had to have sucked to have the entire Alabama team just pointing right at you, being like, that's the only guy.
Yeah. You don't really see me back there at all. So that was the first time. And, of course, you're going to notice that. So, yeah. But, it played out like it played out, and I was gone after the Sugar Bowl. So yeah.
Maybe he thought it was 4th and 1. That would make a lot more sense.
That would.
Yeah.
I don't think he did. I hope he didn't. But he's having a bunch of success right now. So props to Kirby. He's a great guy, and his family's great too. So
it's funny. He does a good job with the media. He's always like energetic with the media, but he's very polite.
Mm-hmm.
And then some of the pregame speeches and halftime speeches started to leak on the internet a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that's how he is before every game. Every game he's like that. He's gonna make sure they compete in practice. So he's a juiced up guy. Of course, he was a former player at Georgia. So he's not scared to shy away from any words. He's gonna get the team ready to play and ready to go, and he will mother F you until he can't anymore. So he's a great guy, and that's kind of how he rolls. That's kind of his motto. He's gonna be hard on you and make sure you give your all. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've got a theory on this show. It's not really a theory; it's a scientific fact that no quarterback that's wearing a visor has ever won a Super Bowl. Now we might be very wrong about this because by the time this airs,
really.
Yeah,
I never
Jalen
thought about
Hurts
that.
wears a visor.
I mean, if they win Sunday, then he'll be the first.
Yeah, has that ever occurred to you though that you're going against tradition here?
That's actually a great point. I've never thought of that before.
Yeah. So, and when you wear a visor, like, let's just be honest, you're not doing it for any reason other than you look really fucking cool, right?
And I have gotten poked in the eye a few times, but mostly it's a swag.
Yeah, right, exactly.
For sure,
everyone who's ever played Madden is like visor.
Got to put the visor. Yeah, I mean, for sure. Most definitely for the swag.
Okay, so if the Eagles do lose, maybe we think about getting rid of the visor.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys bring up that point, then we got to take it into consideration.
We'll crunch the numbers for you.
Think about it. Yeah. Or you could maybe just go through the whole season and then in the Super Bowl not wear a visor.
Just wear one.
Just for that game.
Yeah.
That'd be fine
absolutely
too.
Works.
Yeah, that'll definitely work for sure.
Yes. All right, so I feel like, everything I know about you and everything that the public knows about you, you're a really awesome dude, genuine guy, obviously incredible on the field. What's something, like, you have the platform now, what's something people don't know about you or get wrong about you?
Don't know about me or get wrong about me.
Besides that, you don't have a foot fetish.
Yeah.
I don't have a foot fetish.
Does not have a foot fetish.
People that don't know about me. I don't know. That's tough.
Like, what are your hobbies or like something that we,
I need to start golfing more. I want to be a good golfer. I feel like I'm naturally talented at golfer, but golf takes a lot of practice, a lot of skill. So I never golf, bro. Like, I just need to get out on the course. You know, I'm planning on attending these golf events later in the off season, so I need to get out there. And of course, you know, golf is such a popular sport with everyone that I need to get out there. But you know, everybody golfs nowadays. But
no, you'd be a sick
I want to
golfer.
give y'all something more than that, something more in depth.
Yeah, you'd be such a sick golfer.
I can, you know, get at Topgolf and hit it pretty far, but other than that, like my mid-range shot is terrible, like with the 9 irons.
But you don't
like
practice.
That. Yeah, I don't practice.
If you practice, you
yeah.
PGA.
One thing y'all don't know about me. I don't know. I feel like I just do the main stuff. Like on my off days, I'm a big, you know, movie guy. I'll watch a lot of TV shows and kind of just hang out at the crib with my, you know, 2 dogs, Uno and Deuce, and kind of chill. So I don't do much. I like to travel a lot. I like to, you know, go to different restaurants and, you know, try different foods and stuff like that. But
okay,
you know, I'm kind of a simple guy. I don't really do too much.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good answer. What's your? By the way, your dogs are cute. I follow them on Instagram. That's not creepy because they're public.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
they're cute.
They are.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah, I love your dogs. What's your favorite TV show?
My favorite TV show. I've watched a lot. So just the ones that come to the top of my head are, you know, I think my favorite one on Netflix is Money Heist. I don't know if you guys have seen that.
Okay.
Money Heist is a good one. One of my top ones for sure. Just got done watching Wednesday a couple of months ago. I liked that show. It was different, but
yeah,
you know,
it was.
I liked it. I'm watching BMF right now, so I just hate how a new episode comes out every week. It just makes me wait. I'd rather just kind of go through it and just watch it all the way through. But that's a good show, and those are all the ones I can think of right now. But I usually, like, once I finish a show, I'll try to click on a random show, hope it's good, and, you know, try to roll like that. But yeah.
Okay.
What about music?
Music, I'm a big R&B guy, but, you know, I do listen to pretty much all genres. I listen to hip hop, R&B. I listen to country, like gospel. I mean, I listen to all sorts of genres. So I can't really choose, you know, a few artists, but I definitely like to switch it up a bit and kind of switch up the vibes and, you know, just kind of drive around and just, you know, listen to music sometimes. And in the house, I always have music playing. So yeah.
I read that you also had a 3.9 GPA in college. Are you
Smart.
Are you a nerd?
High school. I still haven't graduated college yet. Am I a nerd? No. I would just. My dad actually would shave my head. He shaved my head in 9th grade because I got a C. So I wouldn't get that. Like, I'm short of school ball. Like,
what lesson did he think that was going to teach you?
To not get a C, get better grades. I mean, the first time we did it was when I was in 7th grade. I think I was like acting up in math class or something like that. And when I tell you, he shaved my head at home. We went to Walmart, got me a nice all gray sweatsuit. Had like some army stuff on the sweatshirt. Got me some Walmart shoes, some starter shoes, and the sweatpants came up to right here. Had to wear high white socks with the starter shoes. I mean, the second I walked into school, I'm getting roasted on. Oh. You know what I did? I walked straight out to school. I just walked out to school and just started walking on the road. Like, I literally like ran away from school. And I was walking for like 4 hours, and this random lady pulled up on the side of the road and was like, aren't you supposed to be in school? And I mean, my plan was walking to the fire station. I don't know what that was going to do for me, but I just had
you were trying to find an adult.
Yeah, I was trying to find something, but I just knew I wasn't trying to go back to school to get roasted on. I mean, I'm talking about the second I walked into the gym, because we had intramurals before school. So, you know, I'm going there to play kickball or whatever before school started. And second I walked in there, I'm getting roasted on. Boom, by everybody. I'm talking about a little kid named Jordan Booker pointing at me to the
Jordan.
door. Shout out. I mean, he's my boy, but, you know, we used to always get on each other when we were kids and stuff like that. I'm talking about, he pointed at me, started laughing, his little high-pitched voice laugh, and I was like, nah, I'm not going through this today. Boom, closed the door, walked right out of school. So, I mean, it was good memories. You know, I always look back at that time and laugh now. But, yeah, I mean, that's what, you know, taught me to, you know, don't get no bad grades, don't get no C's, A's or B's. So, yeah.
So, are we shaving our head if we lose to the Packers?
I'm not. You can.
Okay.
But
Maybe.
I'm not.
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
not doing
okay.
that.
Maybe I'll have to start doing that to motivate
Yeah,
myself to be a better fan.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. But yeah, I'm good on that.
I had one last question. This has been awesome, man, and thank you to C4 for setting this all up. They've been hosting us all week. I know you're doing stuff with C4. What are your thoughts on adult autograph seekers?
Adult autograph seekers. I'm fine with them. I just, you know, I don't like how some of them sell them. Like, just if they're for your kid, if they're for your, you know, family members, just be honest about it. But there's so many. I feel like you can't even trust them now. It's because they're going to get your autograph, go sell it on eBay, and of course, with the deals that I have with the memorabilia stuff, like you can't do that. So it's just like, nowadays I try to just find kids in the crowds and sign it for them. But nowadays they'll have anybody come and do it for them. They'll have their kids, their grandmas. You see a grandma in a wheelchair, you're thinking that she just wants the autograph, but she's going back and handing it to her son. All right, baby, here we go. Let's sell it on eBay, this and that. So I mean, it's tough now, but just try to sign it for fans and kids most of the time. So,
What about at like an autograph signing? If somebody came up to you and maybe they paid money or they gotten in for the autograph signing, they got in for free through a player that's in the NFL. They got him in. You're done for the day with your autograph signing. You've done your bid, and then this person comes up to you and is like, "Hey, Justin, can I get a picture with you?"
I know what situation we're talking about. Are we talking about a certain situation right now?
No, it's a hypothetical.
Just making this up. Yeah. Why? Have you been in a situation like that?
I've been in a situation. I was hoping I would see my man today.
Yeah.
Is he here?
He might be.
Is he here? He's over there.
Come on, Jerry. Get up here.
Come on, get over here, bro.
Get up here. We write this wrong.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Look at this. So Jerry.
You want to know beef with you?
Yeah.
Know that.
This is beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sit down.
I want to tell the story. So look. There was a set time to where we were taking pictures for people who pay for pictures. And then after we left that set, there was a guy with me the whole time. And, people would come up, yo, can I get a picture? And he would tell people, like, sorry, you can't do it. You have to pay for it. So, my bad. But when my guy right here came up, I'm thinking he's going to say the same thing. But he walked away. So I'm like, oh, yeah. And then, boom, got a picture. I mean, at the time I didn't know who he was, so I was kind of confused to where like that guy who I was just with, where he went. So I just took the picture with my man. And,
and he cried about it on Twitter. He tried to curse you.
Yeah.
It came back on TJ
Watt. I was like, sheesh, like right after I saw the video online. But hey, you live and you learn, and I promise you, after that moment, I don't think I've ever said no to a picture because I don't want that, reputation. So
It sounds like you have a very reasonable explanation of what happened, and Jerry kind of took it as a personal affront.
Yeah, he was being unreasonable.
I just feel so embarrassed right now.
I was hoping before I came here. I was like, I hope he's here so I can just talk to him. But glad I got to finally say something to him for sure.
Yeah,
his story is correct.
Okay.
All right. Look at that.
He was done with his autographs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He's right. He's right about that.
Okay. So are we good? Or you?
Listen, I think this is just water under the bridge. Now there's talks about Jersey Jerry moving to Chicago, new contract coming up. So I'll have to support.
Yeah.
I'll have to support.
On, yeah.
So for me, water under the bridge. Listen, it was in the moment. I got about 7 autographs that day, and I should be grateful for that. I got a bunch of pictures. We do have a picture, so maybe after this interview we can take one like we're smiling.
Yeah, really
we're gonna take a good one after the interview for sure.
A good ending to the story.
But no, I was listening to the interview. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Appreciate
All right,
it.
love that.
Yeah.
Well, Justin, this has been awesome, man.
Yeah, appreciate y'all for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, thank you, man.
This was an awesome time, and thanks. Jerry, Justin brought a bunch of footballs to sign, so
that's on him.
But you might get one.
One thing I will say though, and Big Cat could attest to this, my autographs are always personal. My pictures personal. Like I don't try to sell the autographs on eBay. I'm not that guy.
Yeah. I know guys like you wouldn't do it, but just like random guys that just want to make some extra money. So
What about Jerry? You never wish injury on any players in the NFL, right?
Baker Mayfield.
Okay. Never mind. All right. The interview's over.
All right. Sorry.
Thank you, Justin.
Yeah.
I appreciate it so much,
appreciate y'all for having me. That's awesome.
Oh, that was awesome.
Justin Fields is brought to you by Omega Accounting Solutions. Attention small business owners. You may be eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit. Omega Accounting Solutions can help you recover payroll tax overpayments and determine if you're eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee. All it takes is a quick, easy, and free 10-minute consultation to determine if you qualify. Omega is the small business champion. With teams that are dedicated to maximizing tax credits, CPAs even turn to Omega for ERC guidance. Take advantage of this exclusive small-town business credit now. The 3-year sunset deadline for filing begins to close March 31st, 2023. Learn if you qualify today. Call 800-300-9ERC. That's 800-300-9ERC. 800-309-ERC or visit omegataxcredits.com/Barstool Sports now. Justin Fields is also brought to you by LifeLock by Norton. Tax season's coming up, Hank. Tax season can be taxing on your identity because all your personal information is all in one place. Getting emailed, shared, and possibly exposed to identity thieves, tax forms can be like one-stop shops for ID thieves, which means it can be dangerously easy to steal your identity. Protection against identity theft is easier with LifeLock by Norton. LifeLock by Norton helps monitor your info. It alerts you to potential identity threats. And if you do become a victim, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it during tax season and beyond. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but you can make sure that your identity theft protection starts here. Join LifeLock today. Save up to 25% off your first year by going to lifelock.com/PMT. That's lifelock.com/PMT for 25% off.
Okay, I hit up Pete and I said to Pete, hey, Pete, did you fill out an application for the U.S. Open? They said you didn't, and that's why you weren't able to attend. If you filled one out, I will get back on this guy's ass and get you justice once and for all. So we'll see what he says.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get to the bottom of this, and it will be a cold day in hell before we let up on this quest.
Yes. All right, let's finish up. Guys on Chicks.
We do have some breaking news.
Breaking news. Chris, can you please do the cow? Sorry, Max. That's a fat cow. That's a cow that needs a salad.
A.J. Brown responded to Juju Smith-Schuster by saying, first off, congratulations. Y'all deserve it. This is lame. You was on the way out the league before Mahomes resurrected your career on your one-year deal, TikTok boy. He admitted that he grabbed you, but don't act like you're like that or ever was, but congratulations again.
Oh, that's nice.
But
I like that.
That was the Blake Griffin double no disrespect.
Yeah, I like that. Okay, who's
Oh my God. Oh my God.
What?
I'm looking at the picture of Mark Davis right now.
It's tragic.
He looks like an infected nipple.
It's tragic. It's very tragic.
What if he loses all his powers now and the Raiders start to suck?
Grow the hair back, Mark. Reminder, Friday, we're on vacation. Dungeons and Dragons. Tune in. Also watch on the YouTube. Who's reading it? Memes or Chris?
Chris, Max.
Okay. Guys on Chicks.
Hi, Big Cat PFT and crew. My boyfriend of 3 years has a habit of not getting up to go pee in the middle of the night. He uses an empty milk jug to piss in. It's weird, but it's never bothered me until my family found out about it. My dad got him a hospital bedpan to pee as a present. How do I get him to stop this?
Oh, this guy rules.
I like the move because I've done it before. In college, most people find themselves for the first time in a situation where the bathroom is like all the way at the end of a hall, and you don't want to go down there, so they start they pee in a bottle every now and again. But doing it like in a long-term relationship, I think it sets the standard right now. You guys are going to get old one day, and you're not going to be able to make it to the bathroom. Other guys out there are going to have to resort to wearing diapers, but not him because he's got years of training of peeing into a bedpan at his bedside already.
Yeah, and nothing worse than waking up to take a piss and you break your sleep. You know where a lot of times you can wake up and you can piss while still sleeping. But yeah, you got it. This is great. This more power to this guy.
Back in the Victorian era, old-fashioned bedpans were a sign of high class.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah,
piss jugs are pretty classy.
It was the best to be fat as hell and pee inside your bed.
It's basically
Victorian
my
era
dream.
rock.
It's basically my dream.
Yeah.
It's basically everything I like to do. Go ahead. Next question.
What's up, boys? Especially Batgirl. Sorry about the Eagles' loss. Not.
Oh.
I'm constantly yelling at my boyfriend to wash his hands after he takes a piss. He always says, I didn't even touch my dick, or my dick is clean. Is this a war I'm not going to win, or is he in the wrong?
Yeah, no, he's in the right.
That's so true.
I never wash my hands after I piss.
Yeah, I wash my hands before I touch my dick.
Yeah, that's
I do when I'm at the office or in public.
Of
but
course.
If I'm home, no.
The handle
you didn't
so
have to
much
tell us,
dirtier.
Jake. We knew that.
Wait, Jake. No, but that is shocking that Jake just admitted Jake, that's honestly gross that you don't. We were doing a bit, and you actually admitted that you don't wash your hands at home after you pee.
You fell for
that's
it,
gross.
Jake.
And then you like eat. Then you go eat with those hands, Jake.
Jake.
Oh my! Jake's walking around at his house with piss all over his fingers.
Yeah, Jake,
exactly.
Gross.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
So sick. All right, next question.
Sup, father of three, pretty eyes PFT, lottery loser, and everyone else.
Yeah, I like that.
That was
Fuck
good.
Hank. You
That
know
was
what?
good.
Just listen. Hank's not here. Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. My boyfriend is going on. My boyfriend is going on his first family vacation with me this summer, and he's super pissed about it. He said we could go on our own vacation any other time because he's a baseball coach and he's missing a week of the season. Am I wrong for making him go with us? And when is the right time to stop going on vacation with my parents?
Also, someone's battery, the computer battery, is about to drain out. Do you have a charger? Do you have a charger? I have a charger. Here, take a charger. Yeah, you can. All right. Real answer. Well, fake answer. Yeah, this is fucked up. It's baseball season. What the hell? Real answer. You're gonna have to just suck it up, dude, and start going on family vacations with your wife's family or your girlfriend's family. Like that's just part of being in a relationship. So
I'm confused. This guy's a baseball coach.
He's a coach,
and so for his job, and then he's having to leave his job for a week.
Yeah,
to go on a vacation.
Yeah, we really need Vacation Boy Hank here to back him up.
Yeah, I mean your job's being a baseball coach. I feel like you got to be a baseball. You got to be there for your team.
Yeah. Yeah, all right.
It's kind of like think about it. Think about being a player on that baseball team, and your coach is like, "Yeah, I got to go on a vacation with my girlfriend's parents in the middle of the season." What kind of message does that send to the boys?
I think it sounds to me like he's most mad about the vacation with the family part.
I think it sounds like he's concerned that he's going to have to be quiet while having sex on a vacation.
Yeah, yeah. Blowjobs.
Yeah.
There you go. That's the way to do it. Just be like, don't worry, honey. I'll just blow you every night. All right, last one.
Hi, ball boys and bald PFT. Another bath-related question for you.
I'm not bald.
My boyfriend and I have been dating for about 6 months.
I'm not fucking bald.
We are both in our mid-20s. He's a very nice and normal guy, except for one thing. He takes baths in his own bathtub wearing his bathing suit.
This is Jake.
He says that.
No.
He says that because the tub has jets, he feels weird being naked and wears his bathing suit because it's hot tub time. Not only does this seem incredibly strange to me, but I'm concerned he's not washing his man region. I asked him if he takes a shower after his hot tub time and looked at me like I was crazy and said, "Why do I need to shower? I just took a hot tub." Should I be worried? I kind of wish he was just masturbating in there. Thanks.
Yeah, this guy, he just needs to try it once because it fucking rules. Like, why would you want a bathing suit in your own bath?
He's scared he's gonna fuck the Jets.
Oh, his dick's gonna get sucked up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. He is. He's definitely afraid of that.
Wait, he's scared that his dick's going to get sucked into the Jets?
No. It's to stop himself from
He's
trying
gonna
to fuck
the Jets.
Yeah.
Oh, like putting your dick on the Jets and then having he's afraid he's going to get fucked by the Jets.
He's going to fuck the Jets. He's going to Zach Wilson.
He's scared of himself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, got it. So, yeah, maybe he's just embarrassed.
Yeah, he's
maybe he's embarrassed. Yeah, he sounds like he's embarrassed to have his dick out there.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't like. It's a good possibility that he doesn't like looking at his own dick, which I don't know where that would come from psychologically. Maybe he just doesn't like looking at his own dick. Maybe he's like, I'm so straight that I won't even look at my own penis.
Yeah, I mean, a dick in a bathtub does not look great.
He definitely fucked the Jets once and then realized he could never do it again. So he just wears the suit to make sure he doesn't do it.
Yeah, you're right. I think Billy nailed it. All right, we pre-taped the lottery ball with Hank. Didn't we? Yeah, we did. Just a shout out. Yeah, by the way, the fact that we did last show, I had forgotten. He spent the end of last show saying he's not a troll. And then we went back to ourselves in the studio, and he was like, congratulations on hitting the Eagles' future. So he's the definition of a troll. I fucking hate him. Let's see if he gets it, guys. He'll get it this time, right?
Love you guys.
Okay. It's still February 3rd. We're doing all these numbers because we're taking this week off. Hank, have you ever gotten this?
I have not ever gotten this.
Okay. Numbers.
69.
Nice job,
18.
PFT.
17.
16.
20. This is gonna be it.
Should have been sent back like that, Billy.
Billy. He can't think of another number.
45.
Someone's getting it here.
Billy, I don't think 45 is in the machine. We said that a few minutes ago.
Ooh, 30. 30.
Fifth time.
Love you guys.
Crocodiles can't stick their tongues out.